What's good, everybody? Generate Talent back again. Welcome in tonight. We have the green background because these are 4 players we're going to buy at the ADP all day, every day, going into 2026 in the off season. So the first one might kind of shake you up a little bit. It's a name, maybe it's been a while since you've wanted to buy, but stay patient with me. As the kids say in my class, hear me out. Here we go. Yeah, it's not CMC on the right side. It's actually Alvin Kamara. So these were some of the comps, throughout Kamara and McCaffrey's career. They were almost identical until a couple years ago. So I just want to kind of remind people of that because it gets lost in the wayside. New seasons come up. We start to forget as time passes. Father Time takes no L's. So that could be the case here in Kamara, but I'm just not buying it yet. If McCaffrey can go over to Germany and get the stem cells and just be Superman, then why can't Kamara with the stronger bloodline? So here we go again. Another one, CMC, Alvin Kamara, drafted the same year. You see the touches are very similar. One thing interesting about Kamara, he's never rushed for 1,000 yards, is what I think I read. But yeah, he makes his money receiving. And in PPR leagues, we love that. So if Alvin Kamara can cut out a role with the Saints where he's a receiving back, even a third down back, I'm personally hoping he rejoins Sean Payton in Denver and he plays the one to Harvey's second fiddle. I think that'd be a great spot for him as well. The one thing you got to worry about, he jokes about retirement if the Saints ever traded him. We'll see if he's real about it. He redacted that statement late in the season last year. Who knows if he was real about it? But I'm taking McCaffrey every chance I get, especially. So we have keep trade cut having Kamara. I got to raise this up. It has Kamara at running back 57. And I don't know in what world you have a running back ranked 57th that's been a perennial top scorer in fantasy. A guy that scored 6 touchdowns in a game. I don't know how you have him anywhere in the 50s for running backs. So I just think there's super value and everyone counting him out, thinking he's done, he's washed. Are you really taking Brashard Smith over Alvin Kamara? You think there's a role where Alvin Kamara doesn't get more carries than a Brashard Smith? I mean, a lot of us are convinced that the Chiefs probably take Jeremiah Love. Where are the carries for Brashard Smith? What is his role? What do they think he's going to be? We know they're moving on from Pacheco. But I'm taking Alvin Kamara. That's a smash right there. And Jalen Wright, I mean, I like Ollie Gordon better. But there you're playing second fiddle to Achane, who, again, I'm not as high on as most experts. I just think the value here, right next to Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell is big play player like a Travion Henderson, where he gets those burst yards. So if you get a league that rewards those like 30-yard carries, I could see Keaton Mitchell being a value play there. But Alvin Kamara, just in terms of touches, I think touches wise, receptions, he can get 6 or 7 in a game, and right there in PPR you're already at 7 points, not even counting the yards. So every time I'm taking Kamara there, keep trade cut at running back 57. I know a lot of people don't like keep trade cut, so I bought the Flock membership so you don't have to. And we got Kamara in the F tier. Running back 37, so they show him a little bit more love. Right next to Stevenson, who had a great playoffs. Not so much start of the year, I know, because I had Ramondre. Helped me clinch two of my league championships. So thank you, Ramondre, for coming through when I really needed you. But you still got to get there. So Kamara is a guy I think that can really help you get there. He's 30.6 years old, right? So approaching 31. And Derrick Henry, we know, I think he's doing it at 32 years old. So, yeah, Father Time catches up to everyone, but I'm not convinced that Alvin Kamara is through. I think he's going to have a couple bang years, and why not right now? Maybe reuniting with Sean Payton, even if he's just a third down back in New Orleans. It's got to be better than that running back they played at the end of last year. It's slipping my name. He's not a big-time prospect or anything. I think he's just a filler. That's another spot Jeremiah Love could touch down, which wouldn't be great for Alvin Kamara. But here we go, moving off Kamara. Let's take this graphic off screen. It's another running back that I think has been forgotten about, and the potential here is immense. Will he get another shot? I think so, for sure. Let's go. Trey Benson. This feels like a low-risk buy in Dynasty Football. His current value per this guy is RB29. He only played in 4 games, but as you can see, yards per carry was up running back 2, explosive run rate 7%, that's running back 5. And you could see he was productive and successful in those 5 games. Can he stay healthy? We do think the Cardinals are probably going to move James Conner, probably cut him to get some money back. It's just another major injury for an injury-prone guy. I love James Conner. He beat cancer, great career, but at this point, he leads with his head. It's not the style runner you want at age 30 plus like he is. New coaching regime, so that's definitely a risk. If they bring in a running back that's kind of their guy. But Benson's only 23. I don't know if you could really get him for a mid-second round pick. I don't know if I quite agree with that because I'd definitely pay more. And then looking at missed tackles forced, this is back in college, 23 to 26. You see him right up there with Bijan. Same numbers. So the guy in the NFL that's breaking tackles at the top rate. Trey Benson was doing the same thing at the college level. Maybe not much to read into there, but he's up. You like the names he's with, right? You really like the names there? Check out the names here. I'm sorry, his combine time is nearly identical, in the same range as Kenneth Walker, who's Super Bowl MVP, Breece Hall, who's going to get paid, hopefully not franchise tagged, and Jonathan Taylor, who was the best back through 8 weeks. And these are all second-round picks. We know Benson was drafted second day. Big size speed combo. We love it. We love it. So a lot in Trey Benson's favor if he gets a shot. I'm going to throw up his flock rankings. Again, I like to show these because these are the so-called experts in the space. Self-anointed. But here we go. Benson at running back 26. Still not even 24 years old. And they're going to put him in the same tier as a Kyle Monangai, Jalen Warren, Woody Marks, Baishal Tutin. I mean, I just don't. Trey Benson's ahead of that in my eyes. I know Monangai looked good, but is he going to get a shot? They probably keep Swift for cheap to really get enough carries to make it worth it. Trey Benson could be the bell cow here. Jalen Warren, I don't even know what the Steelers are doing here. Are they running with Caleb? Woody Marks looks like a very temporary play. And Baishal Tutin might not get a sniff if they get ETN back. Baishal goes right back to the backup handoffs. So in this D tier, I think I'd even take Benson over Henry, obviously with the age difference, and I think they could produce at the same level. DeAndre Swift as well. I mean, I'm putting him in this D tier and at the top of the D tier. I'd take him over all these guys, to be honest. Harvey's interesting, but he's old, man. Like Harvey's rookie year, you're 25 years old already, dude. So yeah, I'm taking Benson over this whole D tier as well. So we'll see if Fantasy Flock ends up moving him up. But currently, this is where Benson is severely undervalued, if you ask me. This player, a lot of people, I think, are going to feel like right now they don't want to buy this guy. A lot of worry about George Pickens possibly staying on the Cowboys and affecting CeeDee Lamb. But that's my guy. So most receiving yards in the game in the last 3 seasons, on average, that's CeeDee Lamb when he plays the full. I guess it's not even a full game. It might have counted the injury game too, when he had that concussion and got pulled. But Puka's left the field a couple times too. So these numbers are accurate. Let's go. CeeDee Lamb, 87 yards per game, receiving yards. So up in the top 3 with the likes of all other first-round picks or old first-round picks in Dynasty Fantasy. Here's another one. We forget the ceiling, right? We saw him play with Pickens, so we're like, CeeDee's cool, but he's not Amon-Ra. He's not, all these guys in that top 4 receivers. But just 2 years ago, he was PPR receiver number 1 overall at 23 points per game. So if Pickens stays, is there a chance that Lamb performs at a top 4? It is definitely less likely. But the Cowboys were the number 1 offense in the league last year. And Dak can definitely sling it. I have an interesting stat on Dak too, especially in fantasy. Every other year he tanks and this would be a tankier. So that kind of goes against the CeeDee Lamb thing here, but that's more of like a fun thing to talk about, not something I actually think is something to write home. And the last thing, I want to show where Fantasy Flock is with CeeDee Lamb. They have him at wide receiver 5, which I'm taking him over Amon-Ra every time. But yeah, that superstar tier. It's Jamar Chase, it's Jackson Smith and Jigba, it's Nakua. I gotta co-sign that. But I'm definitely putting Lamb ahead of St. Brown, ahead of Neighbors, ahead of Jefferson. Neighbors had the cane out still after the surgery. Yes, he's 4 years younger. But I think that's if you're trying to win this year, I'm worried about Neighbors and coming back in strength, and being that same guy the first year back from an ACL. Justin Jefferson, we know, has got QB issues and is about the same age as CD. I'm taking CD every time in that number 1 offense over the question marks that we might have in Minnesota. And Amon-Ra, he's just true. Like every year does the same thing and finishes right in the top 5 every time. So he's consistent. Started to get hurt a little bit last year, but I mean, played the next week when wasn't supposed to play for a couple weeks. So you got to feel confident in Amon-Ra, but I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over Amon-Ra as wide receiver 4. Not a huge jump there, but I definitely think CeeDee Lamb's a solid buy because people still have that worry about Pickens. So I think you could use that and get a top 4 receiver for maybe the price of a top 7. So here we go. Let's drop the CeeDee Lamb stuff and introduce my Vegas receiver, Foreman's own Rome Odunze. And I want to show Fantasy Flock's rankings here. They have Rome Odunze with the likes of Ladd McConkey, Rashee Rice, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Olave. So a lot of streamers love Ladd McConkey on the bounce back. I'm not there. I got Odunze over him. I got Odunze over Egbuka. I know Mike Evans most likely leaving, but I think DJ Moore's leaving too in Chicago. And with Rome's capital being a top 10 pick, you don't just throw those guys in the back. You know, like he's going to be the target earner here. I know we love Luther Burden at the end of the year, but if you don't remember that first half of the year, Rome Odunze was like looking like a top 10 fantasy receiver, easy. So I think he's somewhere in that conversation in the B tier. Obviously, it's tough to put Rome Odunze ahead of Pickens after that year, but somewhere right in that Pickens-Wilson range, especially with Caleb looking like a proven passer now. But I think there's a lot of value in Rome just with people thinking Luther Burden's automatic number 1, and then Loveland getting those number 1, number 2 targets, and that leaves Rome Odunze with what's left over. But at 23 years old, top 10 pick, I think we're valuing Rome Odunze a little too low here. I think he's got to be in those top 12 receivers. So something to think about. And I know he's a value pick for a lot of people as well. So try and get Rome Odunze before any rankings change or anything. DJ Moore gets traded. A lot of these guys that I put on this list is because of DJ Moore moving. That opens up Odunze, even though he was on the field for 88% of snaps. CeeDee Lamb with the Pickens move, he's going to get his whole share again. If Pickens leaves, I think he's going to. He's going to want the money, let's be real. I think he's got David Muguleta like a Kyle Pitts. I think those guys are not going to play on a franchise tag. Forget about it. Trey Benson, obviously, I think it's his job until anything different, and I don't see Arizona addressing running back with so many other issues. I think they're going to give Trey Benson his shot. It's interesting to see that Trey Benson and Jonathan Brooks from the same draft are really going to get their full-time chance in year 3, year 4. It's kind of wild. And then Kamara is just a late swing. So those are my top 4 buy now players at their ADP. A lot of value there. Try and get them before free agency starts, where things start to get wild. We know Lamb's going to get the lion's share. Even if Pickens is there, Lamb's the number 1. A lot of value. I feel Odunze is the number 1 in Chicago too for just target share in general. And Trey Benson, if he gets his shot, he could be a top 10 back, man. Like the size speed combo, we saw it. So I think there's 4 good players to go scoop up to enter the season. I think their value is going to climb. Even if you don't love them, the value climbs, and then you move them at the price that you do love somebody. So those top 4 players, go pick them up now. Generate talent. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Peace.